Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Game Plan. This episode is about the Baltimore Ravens versus New England Patriots on Sunday Night Football. A game, probably the most exciting game for me to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing that, just see how things shake out. If you're new to the program, here's what I do. I quickly run through the injuries, the key statistics, the gambler statistics. I try to predict a game plan and how that will relate. I use my daily fantasy analytics as well to see how that will relate to fantasy football as I project those score totals at the end of this program as well. Before we get rolling here, I would like to just request 2 seconds of your time for 2 clicks, a like and a subscribe. You know, I put a lot of work into these videos, but believe it or not, some of the features on YouTube are locked for our channel because we're still growing. So the sooner we get more subscribers and watches and all that stuff, the better our videos will be, believe it or not. So we could use your support in that. Well, let's get rolling here. Let's just get right into the key injuries. For me, for New England, Chung, I don't love him out. But he's questionable. I'm sure he'd play. I didn't realize, but Isaiah Wynn is on the injured reserve now. I'm not super concerned. The Patriots always seem to have somebody to step in there. Rex Burkhead, I'm looking forward to him getting back. I think he plays a nice H-back role in this offense week to week, so I always love him in daily fantasy football, depending on the matchup. You see another guard for New England is questionable as well. For the Ravens, you got Thomas questionable. You got McPhee now on the IR. Their defensive backs are a little bit beat up. And questionable. Marquise Brown is questionable, although I tend to think those guys will play. Now let's look at the key statistics in terms of yardage accumulated, and how they relate offense versus defense and vice versa. So you see, if we look at the passing game, the Patriots offense is ranked 7th in terms of passing offense versus the Ravens 26th ranked passing defense, and then vice versa, the Patriots defense, passing defense is 2nd in the league versus the Ravens 18th ranked passing offense. If I had to give an advantage here, I would say that New England has the advantage in the passing game. Just statistically speaking, I think that's true. Now, if you look at the run game, run offense for the Patriots 23rd versus the Ravens run defense, the 3rd ranked run defense, that goes to the Ravens. But then you look at the run defense versus the run offense. This is almost like an unstoppable object versus the immovable object, the unstoppable force versus the immovable object here. Are the Ravens going to be able to run? That's a key to this game. They have to run. The Patriots are going to want to stop the run. They're going to want to contain Lamar Jackson. No secret there. The question is, how are they going to do it, right? Let's look at the key gambling statistics. And if you're unfamiliar with gambling or the against the spread betting, basically, what gamblers do, and this is just a small nuance of what they do, but an important one. They look at yards per play. They look at the net yards per play. They look at 3rd down and 4th down conversions, red zone percentage. How successful are you at punching the ball in the end zone once you move the ball down the field? And then also turnover margin. So let's just quickly kind of run through and average these guys out. So offensive yards per play for the Patriots, 5.2. The Ravens give up 6.1 yards per play defensively. If you average those out, you're looking at about 5.65 yards per play for the Patriots, which I'm surprised by. I would have thought it would be bigger given how dominant they've been, but this has been more of a defensive team so far this year. Now for the Patriots only giving up 4.1 yards per play. Holy moly, that's fantastic. The Ravens have a nice 6.1 yards per play. If you average those out, you're looking at basically 5.1 yards per play, give or take. For the Ravens, you're looking at about 5.5 yards per play for the Patriots. So you're getting an extra half yard per play every play for the Patriots. That's a pro-Patriot analytic there. Now you look at their ability to stay on the field. 3rd down conversions, 39.8% for the Patriots offense. That's lower than I thought it would be. You look at the Ravens, they're good at getting off the field. I think they only give up 42.5% of the time, so they're pretty good at getting off the field in terms of 3rd down as well. For the New England Patriots, they're phenomenal at getting off the field at 15.5%, by far lead the league in getting teams off the field. For the Ravens, 47.3%. I mean, not awful, not great, but when you look and average those things out, again, the Patriots, they've had a weaker schedule, but if you look at this favors the Patriots again, right? If you look down at 4th down percentage, I tend to think that these probably even out a little bit. The Ravens defense isn't great the Ravens offense is great at going for 4th downs and extending drives, and I think that the Ravens will probably try to steal a drive or two or steal a possession or two this game against the Patriots. But, it wouldn't shock me if they played a conservative game plan as well. Let's look at the red zone percentages real quick. Patriots score a touchdown 50% of the red zone trips. The Ravens defense give up a touchdown 57%. So a lower percentage for the defenses would be better. Now you look at the Patriots, 14.3% of the time they give up a touchdown in the red zone. Phenomenal. And the Ravens score 57.1%. Again, if I'm looking at these averaging these out, taking the aggregation, all this stuff, I give a slight advantage to the Patriots again. Turnover margin per game, 2.1 for the Patriots. The Ravens are at plus 0.3. 2.1 turnover margin, ridiculous. So that, again, goes to the Patriots. Now, let me say this. The Ravens are by far the better team here. Okay, I shouldn't say the better team. The Ravens are by far the best team that the Patriots have played this season. I've been very high on the Ravens all season long. I continue to be high on them. And from a matchup point of view, I do think that the Ravens match up well. On paper, I like their ability to run. I think if you're going to beat the Patriots, you have to be able to run the ball. They can run the ball. I like their ability to kind of try to take some deep shots with Marquise Brown, but then you got Gilmore and you got like a really talented defensive team. The question is, what are the Ravens going to do? The line opened up at 4, went down to 3, so a lot of the betting people are on the Ravens at this point. The money's starting to come in on Baltimore. I have a personal rule. I never bet against the Patriots. I just don't think it is. But let's take a quick look at the game plan. How are the Ravens going to attack the Patriots? How are the Patriots going to attack the Ravens? And for the game plan, this isn't rocket science. The Ravens want to run the ball, and the Patriots are going to want to stop the run. The big question is, how are they going to do that? I've been doing research. I've been around. I've been having discussions. I've been on forums. I've been on message board. I've been everywhere just trying to kind of figure out and trying to wrap my head around the defensive game plan for the Patriots. And what I kind of have landed on is playing 4 to 5 in the box, one of those people being a spy. The popular consensus is it's going to be Collins, but a spy for Lamar Jackson to make sure he can't, scramble and extend plays too much. Obviously, they're going to try to contain Lamar Jackson in the pocket for as much as possible, and they're going to try to make him throw the ball. And the big question mark for me, I think, for the Ravens is, are they going to be able to throw the ball deep? Marquise Brown, I think he'll be back, but will he be able to get around the coverage? Is it going to be Gilmore? Is it going to be somebody else covering him? I would suspect Gilmore. Don't really know, but the number one thing on the list for the Patriots, obviously, is contain Lamar Jackson in the pocket, make him beat you throwing the ball. The Ravens' defense is stout. Passing defense has improved, especially with the acquisition of Peters. Then you have, I believe, some of their defensive backs are kind of coming back. There's some questionable guys. I think they're getting healthier, and that's a big deal. I think the Pats are going to run early. And now, if you look at the statistics before, you would say, the Patriots will take advantage of the passing game, and I think they will. But another thing that this team does is they tend to game plan and not really give you what you would expect to happen. I think the Patriots are going to come out maybe in some power running formations, and this is just kind of my gut telling me this, and I think they're going to run it up the gut. I think that Sony Michel, he's not projected to have a great game, which we'll talk about in the projections, but I'm actually going to start him in my fantasy league because I do think that the Patriots are going to attack the Ravens' defensive line and then take their shots in the passing game. Philip Dorsett and Jacoby Myers, I think, have the opportunity to have really nice games. I'm less inclined to start Mohamed Sanu this week, although I did like what I saw from him in recent weeks, and I like that Tom Brady will include him in the game plan and throw the ball and everything. But I like the matchup for Dorsett. I like the matchup for Myers, so look for those guys. Burkhead, I believe, is still questionable. When he's in here, I like his prospects as well, but I don't think he's going to play this week. If he is, I don't really think he's going to be integrated into the game plan as much as the other guys. But like I said, kind of Philip Dorsett is my kind of under-the-radar sleeper guy this week for the Patriots against the Ravens. Offensive third down percentage, I mentioned it before. You're going to want to extend more drives against the Ravens. The Ravens are going to do their best to extend drives against the Patriots. Again, matchup-wise, I do think this Ravens team matches up quite well from a personnel standpoint. And I just give the advantage to Bill Belichick. I think he's a great coach. Now, for the Ravens to win, they're having more success running the ball than passing. I think they got to take it to the Patriots and test the Patriots' run defense. It's what Baltimore wants to do. It's what they do well. They're fantastic. So I think it's the number 1 rushing offense versus the number 4 rushing defense. Let's see what happens. Is it the unstoppable force or the immovable object? I think the Ravens are going to take it to the Patriots, and I think they should. Look, control the offensive line of scrimmage. That goes and builds on the run game. You can't let the Patriots. They play such disciplined football. The Patriots have never been a team to really be a physically imposing team. And I don't mean that as a slight. I actually mean this as a compliment. I think they've always been the smartest team in football. And when you have so many people in the NFL that from a talent point of view, the margins are razor thin between who's the more talented team in terms of physical talent, having what I would consider to be the smartest players, the most disciplined players, that prevails more often than not. And that's, I think, why the Patriots have been so good. And by the way, Harbaugh is a great coach, and the Ravens usually play a very disciplined game as well. I just like both of these teams. I think they're coached very well, but again, I give that edge to Mr. Bill Belichick. The turnover margin, 2.1 to 0.3. I mean, they can't be down 2 turnovers. The Patriots have just been insane. They've been scoring on those turnovers, taking advantage of those opportunities. The Ravens, I mean, they can't do that this game. They can't let defense or special teams for the Patriots score. They need to make the Patriots offense earn all of the points that they get. And I would say that the book says the Patriots are going to attack the Ravens' passing game. But like I said before, I think the Patriots will come out running the ball. The Ravens need to stop the run and force the Patriots into a passing game. Now, forcing the Patriots into a one-dimensional passing game with Tom Brady, the ageless wonder over there, and the receivers that they have, I'm not saying that that's definitely a recipe for success, but making them one-dimensional will help the offense, and then hopefully maybe Peters can snag a pass, or one of these other cornerbacks that are getting more healthy, they can snag a pass as well. So it's going to be an interesting game. I thought this is a 3-point Patriots win. I still kind of feel that way. The line since earlier in the week when we did our initial game preview, it was -4. Now it's -3. Patriots -3 at Baltimore. I'm still going to take the Patriots. Obviously, that kind of went my way. I just believe in Belichick. I have a rule to never bet against him, and I'm going to keep that going. Now, for fantasy football, my projections are as follows. You have Brady as kind of a borderline start-sit. There are a lot of quarterbacks these days. They're commoditized. I think that you can actually find somebody off the waivers that can get you more than Tom Brady. And if you're in daily fantasy, you can find somebody for the budget better than Tom Brady this particular week. But, it's the Patriots. You can never really count them out. Sony Michel, like I said, lower projection, but I'm still going to start him in my league. I just have a feeling. James White projected well regardless. I do think he'll get some receptions out of the backfield, and I think he'll be all right. You got Julian Edelman, Mohamed Sanu, and Philip Dorsett. I think those are all starts. Philip Dorsett, I think, could get in the end zone once, maybe even twice this week. And Jacoby Myers isn't listed. I usually only list 3 receivers here, but I like him as well. Ben Watson, I think, is a sit. And that Patriots defense, it's been doing its thing all season. I don't see any reason to not start them this week, even though, like I said, the Ravens are the best team that they've played, in my opinion. Now, Lamar Jackson, 18.16. The reason he's projected higher than Tom Brady, even against this tough Patriots defense, is because of his ability to run the ball. Now, can the Patriots keep him under, say, 30 yards rushing? They are the type of team that can do that. So, again, I'm looking forward to see how these two teams lock horns and see where it goes. Mark Ingram, it's no surprise here. The rest of the Ravens are going to have lower projections just because the Patriots have been dismantling people from the defensive point of view. I do think, though, that Mark Ingram outplays this projection at 8.9. These are all computer projections, if you didn't realize. Marquise Brown, I think he gets close to this projection. I think he'll slightly outplay it, but he's still kind of a fringe start. I actually have him on my team. I'm going to leave him on the bench this week. Boykin, Snead, you can see the projections aren't great. Snead is probably the best of them. Mark Andrews, though, I do think he will exceed this expectation. I think that he will score more than 7.1 points. And I also like, whether it's Boyle or whether it's Hurst or somebody like that, I like one of these other tight ends to do something for the Ravens team. And then finally, defensive special teams. The Ravens don't have a high projection here, and that's really because Brady gets rid of the ball so quick. A lot of defense and special teams points are aided by the ability to get to the quarterback and sack the quarterback. The Patriots don't give up a lot of sacks, and they don't turn the ball over that much, which is another big factor of these things. So I think the Ravens will play a decent, defensive game, no problem there. It's just I consider, sacks and interceptions as more of a bonus yardage, and my algorithms also consider that as well. So the Patriots, historically, they've been scoring and they've been forcing turnovers and they've been forcing sacks. Then you got the Ravens, who on the other hand, the Patriots aren't turning the ball over much, and they're not giving up a lot of sacks, so that's why you have the disparity there. Anyway, that takes me through the episode. Please, once again, please like, subscribe. If you think I'm missing anything, please comment. Ravens fans, I'm sure you're probably tired of hearing, the Patriots are projected high, so let me know why you think, your Ravens are going to win. Patriots fans, let me know if you thought I was off base in any of my analysis and any of my predictions. Like I said, I think everybody else is expecting a big passing game. I do think it's going to be balanced for New England, but, we'll see. But definitely let me know. You're a lot closer to the Patriots than I am. I just watch the games. I don't, read all the blogs all the time because, if I'm a student of the NFL, I can't spend all my time being an expert on one team. So let me know. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to see the comments. And then check us out on another episode soon. We got another couple of game deep dives coming down the way. And then we've already released the Oakland-Detroit game and the San Francisco-Arizona game, which has already been played. So thanks, everybody. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you soon. Thanks.